I'm not going over there. I'm just waiting for so I can just do bet star for them.
Okay, so without further ado, we will be moving on to the next run. The audio should be live now.
Awesome. Well then.
You can introduce yourself.
I'm Morenthew. I run this game and maybe also another one. You may know this small bot in our channel. Together with the bombs too, I'm making it like stuff. So I hope you enjoy stuff. And this run may or may not PB depending on how RNG goes and how well I actually play. Or it might go overestimate. I don't know.
He didn't sleep, by the way.
And yeah, it's about to hit 3 AM. If there would be anyone subscribed to my channel, then you could use that 3 AM emote. Hashtag shameless plugging. No, you don't have to. So yeah, this game, it's a spin-off. And I like it. It's the reason I started speedrunning Nep games. So yeah. And yeah, the 8-ball, of course. Speaking truth, as always. This will be a new game, True and Run, without any DLC, because these DLC would break everything. My controller is working for once. We're gonna hit new game, once I'm told that we're ready.
We are ready. We never just started, and I'll start the timer as soon as I see you hit it.
Alright. Then I'm gonna start counting down. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh, come on, now Of course. Also, the auto splitter isn't working. Of course not.
Just do it manually, we don't have much of a choice.
Yeah. Oh well. Of course it's not working though. Because why would it? But yeah, I liked how like I like how like literally the cutscene started the moment that I wanted to hit start.
Good luck, by the way.
Thank you. So
I'm going to have to miss the very start to grab food, but I'll be coming to join commentary once the run actually gets interesting, about 10-15 minutes in.
Yep. So at the beginning, we're gonna have to conquer this dungeon twice. Once with a lot of tutorials, because every game has to start with some kind of tutorial. The music is amazing, and for once it's like partially different than the other games, which I like. You need to get back to playing this game. I can only recommend it. But yeah, that was basically the first thing that could have gone wrong. I could have fallen down there and would have needed to go all the way around there again. And that is basically a giant time waster. But we're just trying to get off the ground here. And you get a panty shot. That will happen 3 times in this run. 1 time now, 1 time again when we re-enter this dungeon, and then once at the end of the game. Actually, I'm not quite sure. In Bad End, you get it another time. Oh well, but as I said, we're re-entering this, because of course you need to go through the tutorial dungeon twice. But after this, we're gonna get into our first fight. And if I wasn't stupid, I would be jumping onto this ladder properly. I'm incapable of jumping. But these noises you're gonna hear a little bit during the run. Because they like to do that every now and then. And there's Pantsu again, indeed. Alright, now we finally get into the first battle after another history lesson. And we basically try to hit as many enemies as possible with as little movement as possible. And then, of course, we get a second battle, because why not? But not without more tutorials. What is this game about? Ive has found an abandoned library in a wasteland of a world. And history is starting to disappear. So of course, Histy starts to rebuild our bike so we can travel in time and rebuild history. Because that's something that you just casually do. We have met Segami that just fell from the sky at the very beginning. And, yeah. She basically has amnesia, because every Nep game you need someone that has amnesia. Usually it's Nep. This time, it's Segami. But we have more tutorials to skip, because who doesn't like tutorials? And we have dialogues to skip, because this is still a Nep game. There will be a lot of dialogue skipping and cutscenes. And you're also going to see that menu a lot, because that is the mission menu. And you need to defeat missions, or do missions, especially later, to get the true end. Here we travel in time for the first time. And we have arrived in the Sega Saturn era. What do we find here? An area where not a lot of people are around. So we just go explore, and like every Nep game, it's Virtua Forest. But of course we get more tutorials, because we're entering a dungeon for the first time. Of course there's a tutorial. And then we get another tutorial before we can hit the first fight. Because of course there would be. We break this crate, which can have a couple items. Herb times 2 is one of the good things, but you can also get an eject button from it. Because that eject button could come in handy later. Right here we're going to do a quick detour to grab these life fragments, because people can actually die, but we don't want people to die. So we grab something to revive them in case it happens. And we meet Neptune, who just casually we run into, because of course we do. And she's like arguing with Sega Saturn. By the way, this game is also about the Sega Heart Golds, a random anime by the Sega people, because of course they would make one. And they are anthropomorphized consoles. And we met her, and then we just go back and go find her again. We run with her and see what she's up to. Also, you may be noticing that I'm trying to collect a couple coins here, because we're gonna need a little bit of money throughout the run. We're not gonna go like out of our way to get more money, but we need it. Otherwise we're going to be short in SP, which will be like really hard if we do not have enough SP, because SP is needed to grind, because we need those skills. And we need to grind for technique that is unique to this game. Either. We'll get into that once we get into our first like fights. Like real fights. Because the tutorial fights I don't think you can really count. We just did some normal attacks and we're fine there. But yeah. This game has started. But for the most of the time we're just gonna finish quests as we're given them. And here we're gonna get this one and instantly finish it. If I weren't stupid. And now we get to defeat a bunch of doggoos. And if I wasn't so bad at this game, and we would have gotten a symbol attack there, so we got to attack first. But I am bad. And we have gotten 4 doggoos, if I see that correctly, yes. Which means we can just kill them all. Otherwise we would have needed to do this fight again. Which is would just be stupid. We're gonna try here again for another escape button, but we did not get one. That would have saved us some time later. Here we just report that mission and accept the next one. We just start to find out more stuff about Segami. We're gonna do another detour here to the left, because there's another SP charger, which we desperately need on our route. It's a little bit of a detour, but it's most definitely worth it. Because every other method of getting more SP would just take more time. And these SP chargers are especially valuable because you cannot buy them. The only item that you can buy that would restore SP are hero drinks. And those are exceptionally expensive. And if you guys want to, please spam vote for me. HDN vote. Because I kind of can't tap out of the game right now. Because if I tap out of the game, it just pauses. Because this game likes to do that. You see me exiting out of the mission menu because it actually only spawns those missions once you exit out of it. Alright, we do not have an eject button, but we can actually try again for one. We did not get one. So we do a little bit of a detour here now. To grab strength boosters, because strength boosters are also required for our strategy on how we're going to defeat bosses. Our strategy will be revolving about the fever mechanic, that I'll be explaining. Also, basically this is one of the few bugs this game has, you're not supposed to be able to jump up here. But we're doing that anyway. And the snipers are sniping the Neptune. Alright, now we're getting to Sega Transforms. It's the first time we see this block dungeon, which we're gonna see again a couple times, or at least once. When we start to get to level grinding. Because you actually do need to grind a few levels. Otherwise you're kind of under leveled, and I forgot to pick up this box. Which would be stupid, because that is another PSP charger too. Alright. So. What is next? What is next? We are doing this dungeon, just getting through some more story, where we realize that Segami can actually transform into the other Sega Heart Golds that we've met. And after this, we're gonna do another mission where we need to defeat a couple monsters. Which will be the dangerous flying object, also known as Bits. Also, there's this wonderful rent-a-cop that we need to talk to. Because in the top right, you can actually see a counter that's at observation level. That actually is a counter for how much you have seen of the world. And we needed to unlock some stuff. There you saw me run past one of the bits. And I'm actually not supposed to do that because I don't have an eject button. Oh well. Not a big deal. It's just a detour that I did accidentally. We need to defeat 4 of these guys, if I remember correctly. We're gonna see that when the mission clears itself. But I can only get 2 per encounter. Which is a little bit stupid, but we have to live with it. And you can reach it, good. And after I have cleared my quest, I am just gonna try to escape. Because that's faster. Alright. Another mission done. And now we have Rumor Has It, which is just another quest where we get to see a little bit of story. And I don't quite know what happens here, but we need to watch it. And that's another quest cleared. And now it's time to duel. We have already talked to the Rent-A-Cop Chirper. Now would be the time to do it if we didn't, because another one spawned over there. And we just run through here again, all the way to this wonderful event again. Because obviously we get to see this event multiple times. Also, VG mentioned Halloween %. So I guess now would be as good as time as any to mention I am running on AMD hardware. So my graphics card is an AMD card. And Neptunia games, or at least the ports for PC, do not like AMD hardware. Technically, with every single cutscene that you see, I'm losing like a fraction of a second or so, or maybe a second, because the cutscenes are simply slower. Because graphics load slower. Which is basically just stupid. But it's a thing I have to use. Halloween %, what does that mean? Halloween % was when a certain version of the graphics driver was out, and the game wasn't updated yet for that. Every kind of texture was stretched all over the place and looked really weird. And that happened to me around Halloween. And as that happened, I was like, oh my god, what the frick is happening? Is this like a certain Halloween event? Nope, it was just a graphics bug. But it looked funny, so I did like 1 or 2 runs with that. And called it Halloween %. It looked funny. But that's all. It didn't like impact gameplay in any way, it was literally just that you couldn't see shit. So now we're starting to unlock all the other eras, because as I said, we started in the Sega Saturn era, which is like basically the Neptune area. But now we're gonna get into the Game Gear era, which also is the era where our beloved Netgear has been turned into the CPU because Neptune has died. And time has passed, because CPUs cycle every now and then. And you kind of have to deal with that. PG mode, please. Oh, give me that sweet, sweet yellow card. So yeah, we just talked to a couple people here. Find out that apparently you should not mention anyone like Netgear or Game Gear. This story tells us a little bit more about the different eras now. And next we arrive at Mega Drive era. And we'll go into Virtua Forest again. Wow. And we'll need to pick up just a couple more items. Also, we're going to talk to this guy to increase our observation level a little bit more. But we're just gonna run through here. Now, I'll first run just right past this event marker, because there's more SP chargers to grab here. Also, I'm gonna grab the box up here again, because that has more light fragments, and we need those. Just to be sure. Still eating. But yeah, we arrived at the Mega Drive era. The Mega Drive era is the earliest era, so before the Neptune era. And yay for them for doing a level 2 subscription. And we do arrive at Mega Drive era. We have done Party Surrounded is the next one, which is under the right tripper, but we also need to talk to her to increase our observation level again. And we see that Netgear and Game Gear are having a little bit of trouble here, because they're like fighting against each other, which is not nice. But it happens. Can't really change it. La 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 la. Neptune wielding is scary. You can donate to whatever you want. For those that only recently joined in, there is a paste bin listing all the incentives and wars that we have going on that you can use your waifu TCG points and pudding for. It's an amazing thing, because you can decide what happens. Alright, here for the first time we just got a clone, which is basically just another member to our party, but it's not the actual person, it's a clone. On the Road Rash again is the next mission that we want to do, which still does not cause any more battles, and we're also not gonna level up anymore like in the past. As you might have noticed, like we haven't like done any fights anymore aside from the few quests that required them, so we are basically still on the first few levels. It's just like your GDQ. If you want to write snarkily donation comments, I might even read them out if I see them in chat. And don't like have to focus. Which happens in the fights, because like the fights can be really random. But it works if you react correctly, but you might lose some time. And there was some Mega Drive for the first time. And we now also got the clone of Plutia, I think. And now we have the Gang Meets Game Gear. Which is our first time meeting up with Game Gear, as it says. Here we just need to make sure that we pick up another set of SP chargers. Because any and all SP chargers that we can get on the way with that, grabbing a lot more, or going out of our way, we need. You'll see that I'll be using every single SP charger that I grab. Also, there's a little bit of Tuffnell, which is just so on the way that I just grab it, otherwise you would be buying a couple later in the run. But these three are all that we're gonna need, and like you rarely even need Tuffnell even, but it happens, and if it happens you want to be prepared. And we go back. And now Segami notices that he can transform into Game Gear as well. Not only Sega Saturn. Which is gonna be helpful, because she's slightly stronger in fights. And next we do arrive at Dreamcast era, which is the last era that we are going to visit. And it's also the like most modern era of them all. Oh, we also meet Uzumi. And right now, the two are just fighting. And as you may have noticed if you have a keen eye, the Dreamcast was blue. If you are living in the US, you may know the Dreamcast originally had a white-orange. Sorry, a white-orange color scheme. But I am in Germany. And because I'm in Germany, I have the European version. And in Europe, well, the Dreamcast is blue. Help Nepgear is the next mission that we want to do. Which is just another cutscene. Also, welcome Mystical Ninja 64. Welcome to the Hyperdimension Neptunia Marathon. I hope you've been enjoying your stay so far. We talk to these troopers again, because we want to raise our... Alright, now, we have a couple troopers to talk to. And as you may have seen, our observation level upgraded to level 5, which is exactly what we need. Because that, if I remember correctly, is what unlocks a new formation when we talk to Mrs. Manual in a moment. And we need that formation because it gives us more damage. And more damage is good because we're under-leveled. We need that damage. Alright, we accept back to Dreamcast era. And then we talk to Mrs. Manual. And here we unlock the double line formation, and then we immediately set it after we remove our wonderful Sega Saturn from the party. A double line, alright. And then we get to talk to our wonderful shopkeeper, which is Mega Drive 2. And then we buy 4 eject buttons exactly, and if I weren't stupid, I would also be buying Ives and Segami's current weapon, because we need that. And then we go back and we do our first of a couple level grinds. Because as I mentioned, we are under leveled. At this point I'm also going to take a few SP chargers just to get Ive a little bit of SP, because we are gonna need her Demonic Inferno. These are 4 enemies. Ideally you would want 3 on the first fight, because we're still on a very low level, so we need any kind of advantage that we can get at the beginning. Alright, I guess now is a good time to talk about the fever mechanic. The fever is what allows us to temporarily disable any kind of enemy turns. That allows us to attack as much as we want, and as long as we still have fever. And that is kind of useful, because if the enemy can't attack, we basically can't lose. And as the enemies will be a lot stronger, then that is kind of useful. We are looking to get level 15 approximately, but what we actually need is class level 5 on everyone. Because on class level 5... I thought I killed that. Whatever. On class level 5 you unlock a class skill, and those have useful skills like... you don't know, XP up, Mortal Fever, and all that fancy stuff. Alright. And as I said, for the boss battles, we are going to need as much fever as we can, because to activate fever mode, we need to have 100% fever. And we are also trying to get that at the same time as we level up to that wonderful level, skill level 5. We have not been getting a lot of enemies, so we have also not been getting a lot of fever or XP. But we should be just fine if we just get a little more. Alright, we have 4 enemies here, which means I'm going to use Demonic Inferno twice, because that gives us a lot of fever. Alright, that's level 13 now. We will need it around level 15 or level 16. Again, only 1 enemy. This is a little bit of bad RNG, but can't change it. Okay. Didn't change Uzume to Blue Heart. That would actually be interesting if they did that. Okay, I'm up to level 14. I've now gotten all the fever that I need, so you're gonna see at the start of every battle, there's going to be this fever star spawning. That is, if you collect it, it will give you activate fever mode, so that the enemies don't get a turn. But we do not need that yet, we need that for our boss fights. So we're not going to use it. I finally
returned.
Awesome. The level grind RNG has not been favorable.
Oh well.
I'm getting a lot of single enemies and 2 enemies. Only now hitting level 15, and not yet the level that we need on the classes. I usually would be done by visiting these enemies, but we're gonna have to do a little bit of an extra round here. Oh well, that's marathon luck, I guess. But there's worse things that can happen. Alright, there we have class level 5. Now we're going to use that to equip all these bonus skills, and then we use an eject button to get out of here. We visit the shop again because we now obviously also got a little bit more money, and buy just a couple technique patches for Ive and Segami. And just like that, we're about to hit our first boss battle, so I'm going to do a safety save.
Yeah, Dreamcast is a pretty random battle at times.
Yep.
It can kill you.
And it has done so multiple times in a row as well for me, which is just stupid. My party is set up correctly. And just after these cutscenes, there's going to be basically the hardest thing in the whole run. You need to select the correct enemy to fight. You're gonna have to choose who to side with and who to fight. Actually, no, not in this first fight, that's only with the later fights. But that's gonna be at a later point, which is just another fight that sets up basically like this. Alright. That spawns. And she killed Neptune on the first round. Okay, which means I'm just going to revive her, use Flame Awakening on her. Try to stand in a favorable way and pass my turn. And then you are going to transform into Game Gear and attack her a couple of times. You are going to use your Strength Booster Z to probably affect you all. And then you're going to pass your turn as well. Alright, now you move behind her and deal as much damage as we can. Neptune gets another turn as well, and she is going to barely not exceed her turn time, collect that Fever Star, and then we're gonna attack and charge. Just deal as much damage as we possibly can. And that's that fight done. Blue Dreamcast is weird and scary to you. You don't know how I felt when I saw Orange Dreamcast for the first time. Alright, that's the first quote-unquote hard battle done. And there was a prompt that I forgot about. Alright, we need to talk to this chirper at some point, but I wasn't supposed to talk to it yet. But Little Hunter, we're gonna talk to just to unlock a dungeon right now. But we're not actually gonna visit it yet. Huh?
I guess you played it somewhat safe, but it went
Yeah, I did. We report our quest. Now we need to close it again to spawn a new mission. And a cutscene. But we need to convince Uzumi. So that's the quest that we're gonna accept next. And then we return here. And get another event, because we only just now unlocked the Troll Ruins. And the Troll Ruins are going to be important in the upcoming parts of the run, because it has a couple of enemies that can spawn a lot of enemies in one go. And if you can hit a lot of enemies in one go, then you can get a lot of fever. And we need a lot of fever. And I only get 4, which is stupid. Usually you get more, but it has a chance to only get these couple. Alright, just SP charge her up. So we can use more. Come on, I can't go into that event yet. I want to fight this guy. Sneaky 3? Are you serious? I am not going to waste my SP on that. Alright.
I've never seen 3 there before.
So yeah, you're supposed to get a lot more enemies there to get a lot more fever. But that did not happen. Gonna have to live with that and get a little bit more fever a little bit later. For now we do that quest and return it. And then we close this and we accept we're good for now. And then we just trigger this event. And with that, we're basically done with the first iteration, so to speak, or the first cycle. Because we are going to die to the final boss now. Rip the run. We're dying. Reset. Nothing happens. Quit the marathon. Because we don't have any quests anymore. It's what are we supposed to do? We're dead. Rip. I am supposed to do this, and we change our party. Member only I've. And we talk to Sega here. And trigger her event because we have no choice. Nothing's left to do. So we're just gonna have to try to fight the big time eater that has been deleting all of history. Or eating it, rather. There's not much we can do at this point. If we were to defeat this guy, spoiler alert, we would be getting bad end. Which you will be seeing later in the marathon. But yeah, F to pay respects for IF here. She dead. Rip IF. He dead. But hey, we respawn. And we go back to the beginning of the game. Because we catch IF again, Segami again. Because she just fell from the sky again. Because that thing happens on a regular basis in NEP games. Alright, so we went through the first cycle. History has been partially restored. We've seen a little bit of it. But everything else has been reset. The time meter is back, and weird stuff is happening. But what we're going to focus on is doing more quests. Because doing more quests is what you need to do to get the true ending. What we're going to do right now is Watchman, what the quest is called. And it has another good chunk of RNG in it. And it is a hidden story quest, actually, because you need to do it to continue with the story. But no one tells you. It's just suddenly there's a quest that has, like, the requirement. But it's only a 1-star quest and no one tells you. Oh well. That is Game Gear. Here we got a new dungeon. It just conveniently has the monster that we need to defeat. And I am supposed to library not mission info, game setting. Weak enemies. Party. Remember, we add Segami, Neptune, and Dreamcast. Alright. And now we just go up here. Alright. And this guy we just kill. And we only get 2 of these flying guys, of these weird people, strange persons, what they're called. Wrong button. And we need to defeat 5 of them. So it is kind of bad that we only got 2 here. But we're gonna have to live with that.
Yeah, this quest is very annoying. They're very tanky and basically take no damage from your magic, so you have to use physical and sucks, but hey, what can you do?
Alright. Good. And they deal a lot of damage, which makes it really, really hard. Alright. And I'm gonna blindly jump down here and just get to him. How many did I get? I see 2. I see only 2. Alright, that means we're gonna have to just kill these 2 and then escape the battle to trigger it again. Because we desperately need the 5. And not less. But that at least means we're gonna have enough fever. Alright. Also, a crux with this battle is it is really hard to escape. Because why not? So, after I defeat this guy, you're gonna see me failing to escape a lot. But it's gonna have to happen, because otherwise we need to re-enter the full dungeon. But we're gonna try to escape here, and it's gonna fail a lot. But we need to.
Yeah, the strange people themselves actually have agi buffs, which, while they're alive, it's pretty much impossible to run. After they die, it's a little easier, but still difficult.
Hey, cool! They killed her. I do not like that. But I am not going to waste a life fragment right here. I'm going to do it here. Oh right, she revives. Because when you exit a battle, they revive with 1 HP. But we're gonna actually have an issue because they are all very low HP now. And I should have actually healed. That was stupid.
Are you using the symbol attack at least?
I did this time.
Okay.
And you're going to defend. You're going to attack and then defend as well. And you also need to defend, otherwise you have no chance of survival. You need to heal yourself. Because you were only at 1 HP. So there was no chance of you surviving anyway. Alright. Alright, now the quest is completed, but I'm going to finish this battle. For the safety of it. Alright. Of course she dies. Because why wouldn't she?
Yeah, you want the experience from this battle anyway.
Yep. But Dreamcast is not as important as the others. Actually, I would have wanted Dreamcast here on her class level 5. Or the EXP plus skill. Which I do not have now.
Yeah, not a huge deal though.
Yeah. Remove them. Okay. Actually, I did that wrong. Segami is supposed to be there. And then item, she is charged plenty, and that means we can just escape this dungeon finally. And then we accept Mega Drive's arrival and go into this wonderful dungeon. Now, you might be wondering, I'm about to head in a boss fight. Yes. And I only have 1 character in my party. Yes. But the fever mechanic is kind of broken. And the strength that Segami gets as well. So we're just gonna blindly abuse that. We're just gonna casually grab another strength booster here.
Oh yeah, did you mention actually getting money when you pick up those coins?
Yeah. We kind of need...
At this point, but...
Which is gonna save us if I mess up this battle.
Yeah, hold up. The stream's just frozen. I'll just restore it.
Rip.
It's coming back. And it's back.
Alright, and we're back. Nothing's happened. No worries. We only saved before the boss fight. So, we're fighting Mega Drive. Because of course what? Now, Segami also has a wonderful ability that causes her to not die from the first time she would die. Strength booster, self. Then we transform to Dreamcast. Then we grab the Fever Star, go right behind her, and just do a charge attack. And then we just do basic attacks until she dies. And she's dead. Isn't that wonderful? I want to get pudding real quick. Yeah, sure. I see no vert supporters in chat. That makes me sad. Actually, Flutter. Flutter, I like you.
One vert supporter in the black, purple, and white sea.
Now we do followers of Game Gear.
Game Gear has a very long chain of quests that do nothing, or you don't do any boss battles until right at the very end.
Yeah, that event is cleverly hidden below that chirper. So I had to talk to it first. Next we do Scary Monsters. Which is just walk through this and defeat a couple of extraordinarily strong monsters at the end. Which are just a couple Dogus. And a weird pelican or something like that.
Yeah, extraordinarily strong compared to normal monsters, not compared to other bosses.
And I need to re-add my party, obviously. That would be stupid if I forgot that. Because that fight I do not want to fight just with Segami. Because that would be kind of, killing yourself. Alright, here we're gonna try to kill the healing Dogu first. Because we don't want them to heal themselves to extend this wonderful fight. But we're also gonna try and use it to grind more fever. Because if we actually get to 100%, we can skip another fever grind. Which saves like 45 seconds or so, or 30 maybe, depending on how well you do it. And this is the guy that I'm talking about. He can heal people with their with all that magical energy. Not just people, but also monsters. You can't reach that, but you should be able to just kill it. Nice. Nope. You can't get through there because you're stupid. But yeah.
So that magical Dogu's heal is healed for 50%, so you definitely need to take it out before it can do any of that. Okay, I don't think I'm able to get enough fever in this fight. Maybe if I get another round with Neptune in.
Mm. Nope, I don't think I can get it in this fight. Alright. Just barely under. It's 96. That's decent though as well. Endeavor's still on the wrong side. Ah, I support the IF supporters. I understand that. And I like us as well. For the sake of Vert, do it. Alright, if you're gonna look here on the right side of the screen next where the temple there is, you're gonna quickly see Mega Drive fade in and quickly fade out. And after that a little bit, it's gonna fade in, scripted. But if you look right now to the right side, there she faded out. I don't know if you've seen it once, you can't unsee it. Because the sprite is actually placed there and they only faded out. I could do that like during the black screen, but they don't. Alright. And now we do assistance completed, another Game Gear mission, which is just more story. Literally just visit this and leave again. And then we have Mega Drive, what's next? But yeah, also this game only has like totally original dungeons. None of them have been ever copied from any other game.
Anything?
No. And now we have Mega Drive. What's next? We just go into this era, and below Mario is the next trigger. Now we just talk to Plutia again. There's totally not like someone possessing Plutia or anything, which is soon gonna make her mad or anything. Nothing like that would ever happen. Alright, next we have Battle Mega Drive. But before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and grind a little bit. Up. Library, game settings, and now we can activate an EXP boost. And we can also actually status you are gonna get the XP obtained before I forget that. Item, we're gonna charge, you're all charged up pretty decently, that's good. Party member looks good for now because we need to get our fever up to 100%. Should just be one battle.
Yeah, so Mega Drive 1, or Mega Drive 2, it used to be the first battle that we got level 25 for, and level 25 in most, in a decent amount of net games, and this one included as the EXP drive level. So...
is it this one that you have 25 for already?
It used to be.
Used to be.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Why did I break up that with her?
We can abuse the solo Sega we strat from earlier to take out this fight without EXE.
Yeah.
And then we get EXE for the very dangerous Sega Saturn fight coming up. That fight is something else.
Alright, so party member, we only get Segami solo. And I did not save before this fight, but that should not be a problem if I do everything right. Also, there's another very useful Hero Drink C up here, which we can use when we run out of SP eventually. But otherwise, Segami should be good. I forgot to equip her passive SP recovery, but she has plenty. There we go. Now that's equipped as well.
Our SP budget is very tight, so even though that passive SP skill is only 10, I think, per battle,
Yeah.
it's still worth putting on when you can. So he'll obviously turn it on after this battle,
Yep.
or whenever he remembers.
Solo me. I like that. I like that name for the strategy. But yeah, like in my notes, it says that it's just Dream Rush, pass turn, charge, Dream Rush, and then she should be dead, but that basically never happens. Alright, so you strength boost yourself, then you transform into Dreamcast. Pick up that wonderful Fever Star. And then you're just going to use Dream Rush. And have one turn where you charge. And use another Dream Rush. But that is never enough. So we just finish her off with some basic attacks.
Yeah, you might have originally been a higher level or something, I'm not entirely sure why that battle is so weirdly scripted.
Yeah, it's like, ever since I've started to use that, that's been what's been happening. But it's been working.
Oh, I see what you did wrong that time though. You accidentally read off one basic before you used the charge attack, so it did half damage.
That does half damage then?
Yeah, it's the very first attack you use each turn that does double.
Oh, I did not know that. That's good to know.
Yeah, so, well, I mean,
The more you know.
she may have just lived anyway that time, because she had quite a lot left, but it would have definitely helped quite a lot.
Yep. Alright, now we must not forget to change Mega Drive to the newly acquired Skill Buster class, which we're about to get. And that allows her to get the charge ability. And that is awfully useful. You get Skill Buster, thank you. And then we'll report the current quest, and then we get Visiting Dreamcast, which we then promptly do. In the dungeon that takes the longest time to load, especially on AMD. Alright. But you hear the music a lot in the games. It starts repeating after a couple attempts. If you run these games.
Yeah, the Neptune music isn't too bad though.
Alright. Angry
Speedrun
Believers.
thing. You have to run games where you enjoy the music. If you don't enjoy the music of a game you speedrun, then you are in big trouble.
Here we have another quest that hides just below a chirper. And I think we'll been really
the
enjoying
battle
them.
stuff for the most part.
Yeah. And also the library theme, which is one of the themes that I like the most from the game. Like my favorite ones are definitely the like a later part of the Fever theme, and then the library theme. And next we have Angry Believers, which is what we just did. Sorry, Visiting Uzumi is the next one. I'm way too used to all this, to the auto splitter by now. Alright. Here we need to start fever grinding again. And we're gonna have to adjust our party again. But we get another cutscene because these ruins actually hold like a couple more secrets in the different ages. Alright, party member, you are supposed to be IF. And the rest we can remove, actually. Like this is okay. You are charged. Segami needs 360 SP, which he should be getting through these fights. Alright. Let's see how many enemies we get this time. That's 6. That's perfect. I think 6 is the maximum you can get. Yeah, I think 6 is the maximum you can get. And that like really boosts up your fever. That's 5, that's okay.
Yeah, the usual is 4 to 6. It's surprising when you got 3 at one time.
Alright.
That seems like a very good trade.
9170, 9170.
It's just waste 25 points to the trade.
Yeah. Point sinks, yay! Alright, now we're gonna basically do the same, but for another quest. And we're hopefully gonna reach 100% fever. If not, we're gonna have to leave the dungeon and enter it again. Alright, starting back up. That looks okay. Really? Stupid corners. But I think they moved in a way. Never mind. But we're at 90%, so I can just count on this second battle. Giving me the SP that I need. Or the fever. Alright, I already have the fever I need, that's good. And I don't need to fight the second avatar. And we actually saved some SP on IF. But we obviously lost some... I think... Did I actually lose some time? I don't know.
Well, yeah, you clearly lost some time.
Yeah.
Just being out of the electron, but not a huge deal on the
Alright, pledge your allegiance. And then we party member just you and Mega Drive. And then we do the quest, but we do a safety safe just to make sure that everything's alright. Yes. Actually, is it possible that I need 400 SP with Segami here? Because I have 399.
What fight are you doing?
Uzume.
Yeah, you want 400. Or... no, you'll get 10 at the start.
True. Then 399 will be just perfect. Alright, here we get to choose who to fight and who to side with. And I need to choose Dreamcast and not Uzume.
Yeah, you can fight Dreamcast. She's not that much harder, but she has a move that can paralyze. So obviously you want to avoid that.
And she killed her. This is potentially bad.
Well, you get a certain amount of deaths with Mega Drive before it becomes a problem.
Yes, I should be charging her now. Pick it. You don't cast transform. And then you go behind her and do a Dream Rush. Pass, and you charge her again. Pass, you do a Dream Rush. And obviously that did not quite kill her.
How much did she live on? That shouldn't be failing. gonna have to do quite a bit more SP charging compared to normal now.
Yep. Can't change it.
That's weird, but whatever. Oh, it didn't actually miss by that much. It was a damage range, definitely.
Yep. Ah, I was supposed to re-enter the ruins directly. Whatever, now that I'm here, I'm just gonna quickly accept the next quest already. Sega Saturn replay. But we go back into the Dreamcast era. And just make sure that Segami has the SP that she needs, which she currently does not yet. Now she does, and party member, you become 5, please. And then we can just roll with it.
Go and grab all that fever.
I think I did not charge IF, but she still had from the last time. Good.
Yeah, if you had it, it's still left over, so not use it to all this info that one.
But now I need to. Like that. That'll work.
I mean, your PSP charger 2 so it needs to be at least 1.5. So, it's fine.
Alright. And now we got the fever that we needed. Okay.
You're a little higher level than usual, so hopefully this damage range is a little more cooperative.
Eject out. And another safety safe. Because this fight can also be a little bit stupid sometimes. And here we again have the choice of who to side with, and we're gonna side with Neptune.
So this is the opposite. Well, yeah, this is the opposite of the Uzume choice. We choose with the one which gives the harder fight, but by far the faster fight, because if you fight Purple Heart, she has an extra 100,000 health over what Saturn does.
Actually, I did not adjust my party. Ha!
Okay, yeah, we're going back to the title screen. Or you might be able to win anyway.
Yeah. You strength boost yourself, go behind her, Dreamcast transform. Actually, that gives me the chance to, like, eliminate a little bit of the damage range. You...
Yes, you'll just have to make up the fever regardless, though.
Yeah, that was... Wait, which one? Okay, I buffed the correct Dreamcast. You...
Yes.
Dreamblade special, yeah. About to think. Cool, and then you're just going to use a charge to end the damage range. Because that damage range is stupid. Alright. Now, we've basically done like the normal quests that you're supposed to do, and we're gonna start changing the future. You unlock the wonderful true ending. Because we're going to realize that we can actually change the past to affect the future. Which is good.
Yeah, so the first one you have to do is Saturn again. But first you gotta view some cutscenes to actually unlock the future changing part.
Yeah. Cutscenes. Neptune herself joined. So we talk to this chipper until we get 2 Segami events. Which means just a little bit of mashing through the chipper text and watching more cutscenes.
That happens to be the same chapter you talked to for the bad end cutscene.
Alright, that's the second Segami event. Here I have told Segami that we can actually change stuff. And she gets a little bit mad, but happens. Alright, play it again, Nep. That's the quest that we want to accept, and then we're gonna play that quest out. Which is just another visit to Virtua Forest. Not like we've not been here often enough.
I mean, you gotta charge your SP first. I mean, charge your fever first.
Do I?
Yes?
Oh crap! Yeah, because usually I have my auto splitter, it switches my notes over. I have it split on accepting the quest.
Okay.
Alright. Party member. That looks good. But we want to buy a couple of strength boosters. That was almost a bad mistake. But that's why we have Debum. We want 2 strength boosters and a couple hero drinks. Alright. And then we go to Dreamcast. And charge here. You have decent. Segami needs 190 SP, so we're just going to use 1 hero drink, which is just what we need. And she is decently charged, so we can fight these battles again. Okay, Segami is faster than Ive right now.
Yeah, whatever. That's weird, but...
That has actually never happened before to me. Okay, now she's faster again. Whatever. Come on, I want to select that one, wow. Mega Drive has just the SP that she needs. Okay. Now we can save and actually trigger the quest. Now we go back to Virtua Forest. And actually do the thing. And we change our party appropriately. We don't need all this ballast. Just bug around at that corner because you're not supposed to stand on it. And here we just fight Sega Saturn again. But you're not given a choice this time.
So this fight has almost the same health as the last one, just way more defensive stats. So you expect to always take 2 hits. Although, to be fair, there's basically no chance of one hitting the first fight anymore. There used to be, but not really anymore.
So my notes say here that I do a charged Dreamblade special and then a normal Dreamblade special, but I never seem to really hit it with that.
Yeah, you can just safety charge the second one as well.
Yeah. And she killed Mega Drive again.
Yeah, whatever, that's still fine. Especially because you're doing the safety, so you don't need to get off a charge attack with Sega on turn 1.
You Dreamcast Transform. And then Dreamblade Special. You charge her. You Dreamblade Special. Okay. That uses a little bit more fever, but we're gonna have to charge anyway. Apparently I somehow saved around 50 seconds compared to my PB there. And I have no idea what I did to deserve that. Probably like better fight due to the safety charge. Oh well. So, who's next? Iris Heart. Because Plutia is going mad. Because of course she would. Okay, party member Ive again. Now we go into the shop. And we buy 1 Parallaxine and just 2 Reflex, and the rest we spend on hero drinks, which is just 1. But that's just enough to get us through. And then we accept the real battle. And then we fever grind an MJ box again. Oh right, I didn't SP charge IF. He kind of needs that to use her Demonic Inferno. And I don't have Nep in my party. Oh well.
Yeah, this is one of the very few times in the run that you fever charge somewhere that isn't the ruins after you first go to ruins anyway.
Okay. Come on. Wow, and then I only get 2 enemies. Amazing. This enemy. There we go, 5 enemies. It's more like it. Alright. Should be able to get it with this battle. Or... Yep, that's 100%. Okay, Mega Drive has enough SP. Party member, we remove IF. And then we do the same thing we've been doing all the time. But this time, Iris Heart can be a little bit mean in doing some stuff. Also, that was another panty shop time, if you care for that. Alright. You're gonna go to sleep. Alright, have a good one, Toad. Okay, Iris Heart, please don't be too mean. I actually have never gotten any kind of, like, status effect in this fight yet. But there's always a first time for everything. Hey, cool, no status effect. Good. So, we do our default thing, use a strength booster, do a Dreamcast transform, and do a charge attack. Alright, you are going to charge on her, and pick up that wonderful Fever Star. And you Dreamblade Special, and a normal Dreamblade Special should be enough, yes. All the level ups.
Finally a range that isn't super unlikely to hit. It's magical, isn't it?
Yep. And yes, Iris Heart is very sexy. I do agree with that.
And now you've got 50% fever going into the monsters, so it should be very, very easy to get your...
Yep.
100% for the Time Eater.
Just don't accept the wrong quest right now.
Ah, yes.
I've killed a PB run with that. So yeah, we want to accept this era's enemy is first. Not Nepgear's Roadkill, because with Nepgear's Roadkill we lock ourselves into the ending. But we just need to do a little bit before that. So we go accept this era's enemy is. And we got something very valuable right here, Cloutius CPU parts. Now we have enough stuff for the rest of the game. So money is not really any kind of problem anymore. Alright, and then we get a couple of hero drinks, because hero drinks are still valuable. Okay, then we go to just do this quest real quick, which is just another visit to a forest. And we use this chance to just hero drink. This guy's up.
So hero drinks are the only SP item that you can purchase without doing an extra quest. You can't buy normal SP charges ever, but if you do some extra quests, you can unlock various types of pudding to purchase.
But those are
Also hero
just...
XP.
They take too long and are not really worth it.
Yeah, we do not have any capacity to do any extra quests in this run. If we tried to do even one extra quest, we would have to fight the Time Eater again just to be able to finish all the trending quests, so no extra quests ever.
Okay. Now... Nepgear's roadkill, but first we also need to do another little bit of shopping. We buy this for you, this for you, and this for you. And then we also buy for Mega Drive. Free, this one. And Silver Anklet. For you, and for you. Okay. And then we do another save, and then we just go for these wonderful fights. Alright, they're basically going to be two fights that are almost the same, but just a different enemy type. And they are basically seeds of the Time Eater that have been sprouting throughout time. But not space, only time. Just going time and space, that would be like a total rip-off of everything else that has ever been done. But it's basically very simple. All that we have to do is, you are going to charge Segami past your turn, Segami is going to Dreamcast transform herself, and then quickly going to, not that, but that, Dream Rush the blue one first, because that can have like some bad stuff. You put a hero drink on her, just so she... I forgot the strength booster, but that was not needed? Okay.
Yeah, you don't need it too much on the first fight, it's more for the
Okay,
second fight.
that's good to know. Dream Rush, thank you. But I'm still gonna do it anyway. Up, there we go, because we have the stuff. You are going to charge her, pass your turn, you Dream Rush, thank you, pass. You hero drink on her to charge her up again. But yeah, charge her up. You Dream Rush on that guy. The problem was that Segami again was faster than IF. Which she's not really supposed to be. That kind of threw me off there. But oh well.
I think you might have done something like forgotten to equip IF's EXP up skill.
I only got Sega, Dreamcast EXP up a little bit later.
Yeah, but I mean IF's.
I did equip
She
those.
also has that skill.
I did equip those.
Yeah, I know, but IF is meant to end up as a higher level than Segami, and she isn't.
Huh.
I don't know what's going on.
Gonna see what happens here now.
Yeah, either way, it's okay. You can still kill the enemies in this fight.
Okay,
without
now
the
she's
strength
first.
booster
Now
as
she's
well.
before her again.
Yeah, you would have been fine because you can still kill the enemies in this fight without the strength booster as well. It's only if they guard that you want it.
Dream Rush on the blue one first. You charge on her pass. You hero drink on her pass. You Dream Rush that guy. You charge on her pass. You hero drink on her pass. You Dream Rush. Thank you, pass. And we're gonna have exactly 100 fever. Which is what we need. you drink fast. Dream rush on that guy. Okay. Up to the very end of the game. Now we just finish one more true end quest, which is just watching Uzume and Dreamcast being all happy. And then we get to do our final fight. True end. There we go.
As a quick aside, if you wonder what a run with DLC would be like, it's basically you get Fever at double the speed, so that gets sped up. You get EXP at 6 times the speed, so that sort of speeds up things, but you don't get class EXP any faster, so it's not really that great. And you get some kind of mediocre armor, which does make some early fights safer, but doesn't do too much otherwise. So it would be a bit faster, but not by some insane amount. And no one's ever really tried doing an actual run of it. I'm just saying what the DLC would do if you had it.
Alright. So yeah, we've changed the past, and by changing the past, we've changed the future. Everything is no longer a wasteland, everything is wonderful and happy. And now we can enter this wonderful Grand Atrium again for one final fight. We are going to party member remove IF again, make sure that we have plenty of SP, which we do. And as where we begin, we end. Just need to do this dungeon one final time. And we're gonna get one more panty shot, because people like that. Because we need to crawl through that crawl space again. And I'm happy I got all 3 jumps over there. I'm not going to do a mistake again I did a while ago, where I say literally nothing can go wrong here anymore, and I did not save. I'm going to save because I know that I can screw up here. But this fight is supposedly easy. You charge Segami, give her a strength booster, and then Segami collects the Fever Star and transforms, does a couple Dreamblade specials, and Mega Drive charges her every time. And that way we should basically be able to kill that bad thing in a couple turns. And I guess someone's already on bet end. Okay, you strength booster Z on her, you charge on her, and then you are going to Dreamcast transform and pick up that Fever Star, and then Dreamblade special. Pass your turn, you charge her. Pass turn, you Dreamblade special on her. Pass turn, you charge on her. Pass turn, and you drew Dreamblade special, and with that, it's time.
Okay, and we'll just wait for the actual runtime because we're going to change time to match whatever the runtime says on screen.
Now, for me, what I got, I started like 1 or 2 seconds late, is a 126.03.
Yeah, it's going to be like 126.09 or 10.
Yeah, something like that.
11 actually.
This is the part of the song that I love the most. The Fever song. Alright. But as this is the true end, there's just one final CG at the end. Past the cutscenes, like past the credits even. So we're just gonna quickly skip through that. But if like the background has been done correctly, should be having like Neptune sitting on the right side of the screen. And where that CG that is from, just gonna quickly skip to.
Yeah, that's the reason. The train has a reasonably long run out of the final boss, but we do have the time to quickly zoom through all of this.
But yeah. But basically everyone's happy that we got to do this. Everyone's happy, but no, because stuff changed, they are disappearing, because it would just be a paradox if not. But later, they can meet again, and they go to the beach, because they can.
GG.
Oh yeah, Neptune was a bike for this game. Because obviously she would be.
So Zfresh, we are going to be moving on to ADF next. Do we have word on exactly what the categories will be yet? Or are we going to figure that out in intermission?
He gave an estimate of 1 hour to 1:22. That would be your estimate.
Okay. I'm not entirely sure what that'll be for then.
Yeah, you didn't give me the type of category. Let me ask her real quick. New game goddess
Yeah, we know that.
Plus.
Alright.
plus
We'll just say.
amateur. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Alright. And we're about to hit the beach.
Hmm.
A new game?
Yeah, it's a new game.
I thought I heard new game plus. Okay. I almost deleted it. Delete.
And there we go, there's the actual CG.
And there are totally no random dudes hovering over the screen right now, breathing all heavy. No worries.
I see Umio cameo.
Alright. With that, thanks everybody. I'll be back for a bad ending of this game.